What if everything you thought was real just wasn't? Based on the spiritual teachings of Hanshi Deena Naidu, we're going to dive into a pretty mind-bending idea that all of existence, everything we see and feel, is actually a grand cosmic game.
Just think about that for a second. Your life, your identity, everyone you know. What if it's all part of an incredibly real, immersive game? But here's the catch. The most important rule of this game is that you're not supposed to remember you're even playing.
And look, this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea. The teaching says this cosmic play is designed on purpose with one crucial mechanic: forgetting. We are literally built to forget that we are all fundamentally connected. And why? Well, because if we all remembered the truth, poof, the game would be over in a flash.
Okay, so every game has to have a player, right? So in this cosmic game, who's at the controls? To get that answer, we have to look at the very source code of reality itself, this thing called consciousness.
Now, when we say consciousness here, we're not just talking about your personal awareness, being awake. No, we're talking about the awareness, a single godlike field that isn't just in everything. It is everything. It's playing every single role, from a tiny ant on the ground to you, listening to my voice right now.
And this is where our normal, everyday thinking kind of gets a workout. Consciousness is presented as this series of beautiful paradoxes. It exists inside of itself. It's both nothing and everything, zero energy and all energy. It's the container in the very thing it's holding. It's the ultimate source that birthed everything, including the idea of God, all from within its own being. It's like being both the artist and the canvas at the exact same time.
But wait a minute. If one single consciousness is playing all the parts, that brings up a really big question about our own experience, doesn't it? And this leads us to the rules of the game, an illusion known as Maya.
I mean, this is the core of our daily lives, isn't it? I feel like me. You feel like you. Everything we experience seems to shout from the rooftops that we are separate individuals. So how in the world can we all be one? Why does it feel so profoundly divided?
The answer is the game's #1 rule. The whole foundation of the experience you must forget. That entire illusion of being separate, of being an individual me, is powered by this one simple, incredibly powerful act of forgetting our true interconnected nature. Without that amnesia, there's just no game to play.
So you've basically got these two things happening at once. On one hand, you have the underlying reality, pure, singular, divine unity, where everything is connected. And then you have the illusion we all live in, Maya. That's the game state, the world built on forgetting, that makes us feel so completely separate from each other.
Okay, so we've got the game, and we've got the main rule. But what about the actual players on the board? Well, it turns out not all the pieces in this cosmic game are the same. This is where we get into the whole idea of different soul levels.
So how can one single source create all this infinite variety? The teaching uses this great analogy of vibrational frequency. Think of it like turning the dial on an old-school radio. Consciousness can tune itself to become anything. A low frequency might manifest as, say, a rock, something with a dull awareness. You turn the dial way up and you get a being with incredibly high spiritual awareness. It's all the same broadcast, just on different frequencies. And of course, hearing this, you naturally start to wonder, can I see this in my own life? How can I recognize these different soul levels in the people around me? But before we even go there, it is absolutely critical to understand the purpose of this knowledge.
And this is so important. This is not about creating some kind of spiritual hierarchy or judging anyone as better or less than. The teaching is crystal clear on this point. This is about understanding the landscape, not about judging it. It's simply knowledge.
So, why learn this stuff? It serves two really key functions: your own knowledge and also your protection. Think about it like a chess game. You need to know the role of a pawn, a bishop, a king, not to judge the pieces, but so you can understand how they move. It helps you navigate your own path on the board more safely and way more effectively.
So, all of this leads us to the ultimate question. If we're all players kind of caught in this grand illusion, can we ever actually get out? Is it possible to, win the game? The answer, we're told, lies on the path to mastery.
This is really the big question for anyone on a spiritual path, right? If you're stuck in Maya, stuck in the illusion, how do you break free? How do you lift that veil and stop the cycle of forgetting? Well, it's not like flipping a switch. It's a gradual journey, a journey of remembering. It starts with education, which is exactly what you're doing right now, just learning that the game even exists.
Over time, maybe many lifetimes, this knowledge helps you start lifting the veil, seeing the little cracks in the illusion. And that leads to these incredible moments of remembrance, a deep gut feeling of your true connected nature. And finally, all of this culminates in mastery, where you evolve into a soul who fully gets it, who can consciously and masterfully navigate the game.
And that brings us right back here, to this moment. By simply being curious about this cosmic game, by taking this in, you've already taken the first and most important step on that path. You've already started the process of remembering.
So we'll leave you with this thought. You've now been reminded that a game is being played. The veil has been nudged just a tiny bit. The question is no longer if you're a player, it's how you're going to choose to play from here on out.